Look who's here, the JavaScript guy. We're back with episode 5 of JavaScript. I hope you watched and learned all the previous episodes. In this one, we're going to talk about conditions, if and else.
I am not drunk.
So without further ado, let's jump into our condition. Like always, create your HTML and JavaScript file, delete all the codes from last session and continue. For the start, let's define two variables, variable A and B. A equals to 10 and B equals 15. Let's see the structure of if and else first. There are two ways to write them down. The first way is like this. Write if and open brackets. Your condition goes in these brackets. And at the bottom of it, the action it's gonna do. In the following, write else and the action it's gonna do again. This is the first way, which is used the most, but the second is also useful. It goes like this. First you write your condition, then colon sign, then goes the action, for example A equals to 20. Oh sorry, you have to use question mark here. Then color sign, which is else, and the action again. In this way, condition goes here, question mark, which is known as if here, the action goes here, then else, which is shown by colon sign, and then an action. These are two ways of writing a condition which you can use whichever you like. But like I said, the first one is more convenient, and if you want to write some long ass conditions, you have to use this. So let's define a boolean, is equal, for example, and let's type our condition here. For example, if A equals to B, oh, and make sure to always use double equal in these brackets if you want to say whether something is equal to another thing or not. Now, if A equals to B, define is equal as true, and if it's not, equal it to false. If you haven't figured out what if is yet, it's kind of a container that would define some conditions and would tell it that what should it do in some conditions or what output should it gives us. For example, in here, I said if A equals to B, in the output show me that is equal is true. And if A is not equal to B, my variable should be false in the output. It's like a little mind. Now let's see the result of this code. It says it's true, but why true? Because like I said, it doesn't matter if my variable is string or number. 15 is still equal to 15. But in here, if I type another equal, we tell it to check the value and type of the variable. Now if I check the output again, I get false here, because one of them is a string and the other is a number. Few of the math marks that you can use are double equal, triple equal, greater than and less than, greater equal than, less equal than, and unequal. These are the things that I'm going to teach you today. Now what if I want to have two or more conditions in here? In order to do so, you have to use AND. We say if A equals to B and, which you can type it like this, B equals 12. Now technically I should see false, but if I type 15 here, I should see true. We said if A equals to B and b equals 15. Now there can be a difference here. In this kind of code, the two conditions should always be true in order to get a positive output. But if I want to say that if only one of them is true, you should use OR instead of AND, which is shown by this. Now if I type 12 here, for example, I still gonna get true in output, because if A equals to B or B equals 12, A equals to B, so answer is true. It doesn't care if the other one is false. Now let's dig a little deeper. Let's talk about unequal. Our both variables are 15 here. If my condition is A is not equal to B, I should get false because they are equal, as you can see. But if this variable changes to 12, I should get true because they are now unequal. Now for other math marks, if A is greater than B, it should be false. And if A is less than B, it should be true, because B is greater than A here. Now if you also want to consider them to be equal as well, you should use greater equal than. For example, if A is greater equal than B, I should get true in output, because it's not greater, but it is equal. Now if A is less equal than B, I still get true, because A and B are also equal. Okay, these were some of the important stuff about if and else. Now for your practice, define some variables and put some values for them, and then a boolean variable. Your code should say that are those variables true or false. But the difference is, your variables should be array with different variables that you should check all of them. You can also send your codes in our Discord channel. That's the end of it, the end of our episode. Thank you guys for watching this one. We're looking forward to see your codes as well. Like always, like and make that subscribe button happy. Bye bye.